Well, welcome to the MAM Journal. So I'm here at King's Two-Wheel Centre in Kidlington near Oxford, and some of you will recall that in my last video I talked about my interest in modifying my 650 Interceptor, and I'm very pleased that Two-Wheel Centre and Craig, who runs the workshops here, have now put together, along with a very accomplished local engineer, Viv Cowley, have put together their first big bore engine conversion, which is quite a complicated bit of engineering. You read on the internet and you'd sort of be forgiven for getting the assumption that you could just bolt it on. Of course, it's nothing like as simple as that. It requires quite a lot of engineering in order to prepare the barrels for the big bore, and the big bore kit that I'm looking at is the 865. Now that would increase the capacity, because the original 648, by 217cc, which is 33.48%. So not surprisingly, you can't just do the barrels and bore pistons on their own. It involves doing quite a lot of other things, and in order to allow the bike to breathe. So clearly it needs fuel, needs some sort of remapping, and various ways in which you can do that. They've changed the air filter on this already. It requires a different cam, which actually the one they've put in is the SS one, which significantly increases the duration that the valves are open. And in order, once you get past that problem getting it in, then you've then got to get it out. And obviously the exhausts, the standard ones are double skinned and quite narrow, and this is one that Vic has, or these pair of headers Vic has engineered and put together to allow the flow through, and on the end they've gone for the S&S muffler, as they're called in America. So what are they trying to achieve? Well, in terms of performance, the standard claim brake horsepower is 47, although actually I've seen quite a few tests where they say it's about 44. But perhaps more importantly, or the aspiration, although they think that they'll increase the brake horsepower to circa 70, we'll see on the testing. But more, as I say, more importantly, they think that this will increase the torque. Standard torque is 52 Newton meters at 525 hour, and the aspiration is that begins with a 6. But clearly we won't know until it's actually had the mapping and been put properly on the dyno. And they very kindly have agreed that as soon as they've got it to a state where they're happy with it, they're going to let me take it out for a run to try it, and I might even try and record it, but I'll keep you up to speed, literally, with how that progress is going. And not surprisingly, with those sort of percentage increases, you won't be surprised to hear you have to upgrade the clutch as well. And a final sort of technical bit of data in terms of compression ratio. The standard 648 is a 9.5 to 1. Now I've seen road reviews where they say that the new one comes at 11 to 1 in the conversion, but clearly that would be influenced by the quality of the fuel that you're using. And talking to Viv, he was saying that he's tested it on UK fuel at 10.3 to 1. So quite what it produces and how it feels, I guess we won't know until we've road tested it, but I'm looking forward to it. Should be fun. And they've also kindly agreed that if I want to go ahead with mine and decide that this is the sort of modification I'm looking for, that we can video them doing it, so you'll be able to see the technical engineering as it goes as to what they're doing, because it'd be interesting for me and it might be interesting for some of you. Finally on this one, although I don't want to talk much about other things until I've got the engine sorted, just to let you know what they have done on this one. They've gone for nitrons, and I'm looking at either nitrons or the YSS come well regarded, although they're slightly less expensive than the nitrons, but like all things on a bike, it's a balance between cost and function. I know each of us make our own decisions as to what level we want to go, but I'll be comparing those two during the course of the journey. He's put the cartridges inside the 41mm bolts, and he's put nitrons on the back here, which I think look very good, but I'm looking forward to riding it. So anyway, I hope you find that's of interest, and I look forward to keeping you updated as we go.